The WNBA is officially at a boiling point, and the temperature in the arena tonight is absolutely suffocating. If you thought the tension between the established veterans and the new generation had finally settled down, you are completely and utterly wrong. We are standing on the very edge of one of the most explosive, heated, and dramatic rematches in recent basketball history. The Indiana Fever are preparing for war against the Golden State Valkyries. But make no mistake, this is no longer just a regular season basketball game. The X's and O's have been thrown out the window. This has become deeply personal. This has become a brutal test of pride, physicality, and pure survival on the hardwood. At the absolute center of this massive, swirling storm is none other than Caitlin Clark. Week after week, game after game, she has faced a relentless gauntlet. She has endured physical abuse, targeted defensive schemes designed to break her, and non-stop trash talk from players who simply cannot accept the new reality of this league. We are talking about a player who is single-handedly reshaping the landscape of women's basketball. A player who is responsible for driving a staggering 26.5% of the league's entire economic activity. Yet, instead of protection, she gets targeted. But what happened recently has crossed a line that has the entire league whispering in the shadows, even if the officials and executives are desperately trying to stay quiet. We are talking about Tiffany Hayes. We are talking about a veteran player who allegedly gave the green light for fans to verbally and emotionally attack Caitlin Clark. And the absolute craziest part of this entire situation? The league office did absolutely nothing. Silence. Right here, let us look at exactly what is happening behind the scenes, because the deafening silence from the top is telling us a completely different story.
It's been a long week. Heated rematch after Tiffany Hayes is okaying fans to attack Caitlin Clark. The league did nothing. The Golden State Valkyries did nothing. Everybody wants to sweep it under the rug, but knowing if it was the other way around, it'd be a big issue. But it is what it is. We're here. Let's take a look at what Natalie Nakase had to say, man.
When you hear that, it genuinely sends chills down your spine. Swept under the rug. Think about the blatant double standard for just a second. If the roles were reversed, if a high-profile rookie had encouraged or endorsed that kind of hostile behavior toward a highly respected 10-year veteran, it would be front-page breaking news on every single major sports network in America. Suspensions would be handed out immediately. The fines would be astronomical. The public apologies would be mandatory. But because it is Caitlin Clark taking the hit, the league simply turns a blind eye and hopes the controversy fades away. But you know who absolutely cannot turn a blind eye tonight? Golden State Valkyries head coach, Natalie Nakase. Coach Nakase knows exactly the kind of hurricane that is heading straight for her team. She is tasked with an almost impossible mission, figuring out a mathematical and physical way to stop the offensive machine that is the Indiana Fever. In her recent press conferences, Nakase did not hold back. She peeled back the curtain and revealed the absolute nightmare it is to prepare a defensive scheme against someone with a limitless range, the elite processing speed, and the court vision of Caitlin Clark. This is not about guarding a traditional point guard at the three-point line. This is about guarding a threat from the exact moment she steps off the team bus and walks into the building. Listen closely to Coach Nakase as she explains the terrifying reality of facing number 22.
To say about Caitlin Clark, here it is.
A lot of times against Caitlin, the first game you guys picked up 94 feet. What kind of things do you try to do when you pick up 94 feet to give different?
Well, because she does a heavy load to pretty much of the offense. So again, you just want to put a lot of different bodies on her because she can shoot from like half court. Like you just got to make sure we're aware. So just more awareness for us.
We talked about that.
I appreciate you showing respect because you know the girl can pull up from half court. You know that.
She can shoot from half court. Let the gravity of those words sink in for a moment. This is a professional head coach at the highest level of women's basketball on the planet, admitting on camera that her defensive unit has to pick up a rookie from 94 feet away. It bends the geometry of the basketball court. It requires a completely unprecedented level of cardiovascular stamina, hyper-awareness, and pure desperation. The Valkyries are throwing multiple bodies at her. They are trapping, they are blitzing, they are trying every single trick in their defensive playbook. They even brought in players like Veronica Burton, a guard known entirely for her defensive tenacity and grit, to try and disrupt Caitlin's rhythm. Burton talked about being intentional. She talked about following the scouting report, trusting the game plan, and obsessively watching the film to pinpoint exactly where Caitlin likes to take her shots. But let us be brutally, painfully honest here. Film study means absolutely nothing when a player can casually pull up from the logo with two elite defenders breathing down her neck. You can force her left, you can force her right, you can try to trap her in the corner of the floor. It simply does not matter. The offensive firepower is too overwhelming, and the release is too quick.
I'm just following our game plan.
You got to see Mo in Indiana.
Veronica, it don't matter. It don't matter where you guard Caitlin today. She gonna light your ass up. It don't matter which way you send her. You send her left, you send her right, you send her up, you send her down. She gonna be dropping buckets nonstop.
But what do you
Non-stop buckets. That is the harsh reality the Valkyries have to accept. But because these opposing teams know deeply in their hearts that they cannot stop her fairly, they have resorted to a much darker, much more dangerous strategy. If you cannot legally block her shot, you hit her arms. If you cannot stay in front of her with footwork, you lower your shoulder and push her. The previous matchup between these two teams was not a basketball game. It was a heavyweight street fight. The physicality reached a level that bordered on reckless endangerment. The Golden State Valkyries realized very early on in that previous game that their only chance to stay competitive was to aggressively bully the Indiana Fever. They hacked, they grabbed jerseys, they threw cheap shots away from the ball. They played a brand of defense that intentionally dared the referees to blow the whistle on every single possession. And for a short period of time, it worked. It completely changed the dynamic and the momentum of the game. But you cannot play that chaotic style of basketball forever without severe consequences. The fouls piled up. The frustration boiled over into shouting matches, and now, as we head into this highly anticipated rematch, the entire officiating crew is operating under a massive microscope.
Well, look, y'all did a lot of fouling last game. All y'all did was hack. Hack. That was all y'all was doing. Indiana Fever too. Indiana Fever fouled way too much. The Golden State Valkyries last game versus the Fever fouled way too much. So we'll see. I think it's going to be tight. I think the whistles are going to be tight because of this Tiffany Hayes situation with Caitlin Clark. I think the referees are going to be trying to control this game and not let it get out of control with physicality. So I think it's going to be a lot.
Hack. That was the entire defensive philosophy. But tonight is going to be a completely different story. The referees are feeling the immense pressure. They feel it from the millions of fans watching at home. They feel it from the sports media tearing them apart on national television. And they feel it from the league executives. They know they have to keep this game under strict control, especially with the lingering, toxic tension surrounding Tiffany Hayes. If they let the physicality escalate again tonight, someone is going to get seriously injured. We are expecting a very tight whistle. We are expecting the referees to set a hard boundary in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. And Natalie Nakase is fully aware of this shift. She knows her team cannot afford to put the Fever in the bonus early and give up 29 free throws again. She knows that if her players continue to hack like they did last week, Caitlin Clark and the Fever will practically live at the free throw line, draining shot after shot. Nakase even joked with the media about the extreme, almost comical measures her team has to take in practice just to avoid fouling. It is a massive psychological and physical adjustment for a defensive unit that relies entirely on aggression and intimidation.
I think every game requires a different temperament too with the rest of how tight they're calling it because they're human. They're human. So with that human being aspect, it's like everyone sees it different. So we stress today, like high hands. We're not going to put them in bonus. That is definitely one of our keys tomorrow. Like we want them to earn their shots to shoot over us rather than they get 29 free shots at the line. I'm like, come on guys. Like, we helped the situation. So tomorrow we're just going to be really smart. We're going to be really disciplined. You're going to see us. I told them to go to sleep like this. I sleep like
going to sleep with your hands straight up in the air. That is what it has finally come to. Because if you drop your arms or reach in for even a split second, Caitlin Clark will instantly expose your mistake. She will initiate the contact, she will finish through the foul for the bucket, and she will head to the free throw line to complete the and one. You have to pick your poison tonight. Do you play straight up, fundamental, clean defense, and watch her easily drop 40 points on your head? Or do you foul her aggressively, disrupt the flow of the game, and pray that the referees decide to swallow their whistles? This is the brilliant chess match we are about to witness. But beyond the coaching strategies, beyond the X's and O's, there is a deeply personal, emotional narrative unfolding right before our eyes. This is about respect. This is about establishing a legacy. Tiffany Hayes tried to play the role of the veteran enforcer. She tried to intimidate the rookie phenom. She tried to spark a fire to get in Caitlyn's head. But what she actually did was awaken a sleeping giant. The last time Hayes barked up that specific tree, it did not end well for her at all. She found herself overwhelmed on the court, deeply frustrated, and ironically, searching for sympathy and help on social media immediately after the final buzzer. Caitlin Clark does not need to log online and talk trash on the internet to prove a point. She lets her mesmerizing game speak volumes. She has the rare, legendary ability to walk right into a hostile, screaming arena, hit 3 jaw-dropping logo shots in a row, and completely suck the air right out of the building. In fact, she does not just silence the opposing crowd, she actively turns them into her own fans. She possesses the supernatural ability to turn a grueling road game into a comfortable home game at the absolute snap of her fingers. And that is exactly the masterclass she plans to deliver tonight.
And Caitlin Clark has the ability to turn a team's home game into a road game at the snap of a finger. This is going to be a big-time battle. We'll see what Tiffany Hayes is on. We'll see if she's still barking. Last time you barked up that tree, it fell on you, and I don't think you liked it. I don't think you liked it because you was on social media begging for help and begging for people to do stuff. Yeah. You might want to be quiet this game, Tiffany Hayes. Get down in the comments.
This is not just another game on the schedule. This is the ultimate revenge game. Oh, yes. Again, the stage is perfectly set. The drama and the stakes are at an all-time high. The Indiana Fever are not just looking to add another victory to their record. They are looking to send a very clear, very loud, and very terrifying message to Tiffany Hayes, to the Golden State Valkyries, and to every single team in the WNBA. You can try to hack, you can try to intimidate, you can try to sweep the blatant disrespect under the rug. But when the lights shine the absolute brightest, true greatness always prevails. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, drop a massive like on this video, and let me know down in the comments who you truly believe is walking away with the win tonight. Are the Valkyries going to successfully bully their way to a dirty victory? Or is Caitlin Clark about to drop a historic, unforgettable masterclass and silence her loudest haters once and for all? This is WNBA Pro, and I will see you in the next one.